Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another edition of Lisa Renee TV. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and make sure today, before you leave, to subscribe and thumbs up the video if you do like what you see, and to share on all your social media networks that you happen to be on at this time. Alright guys, hey, and welcome back. Alright, it's always great to be in front of the camera. I always just get so happy and so thrilled to be back. So, hey. Alright, so let's get right into the video. Okay, so today I want to talk about this topic that actually came up for me a few days ago. It was something I never really thought about, but it happened while I was at Legacy Discipleship Conference. It's a Christian conference. It's an annual conference. I've never been. It's been running for like, I think, 11 years now, and this is my first year. Now, my friend had been trying to get me to come to this conference for the past few years, and she's been there 4 times. I've never been until this year. I just thank God that I was able to go because I prayed on it and everything. It was that serious, okay? It was that serious. I was like, Lord, please, I really want to go to Legacy this year. And the previous years, I like didn't have the money to go, or like was busy working, and my schedule like always conflicted. So this year was a blessing. I'm not working, and I did have enough money to go. So I was definitely thrilled about that. So it was beautiful. It was phenomenal. It was definitely a life-changing experience just to be there among other believers, and just getting that knowledge, and just being edified spiritually. So it was definitely awesome. I definitely recommend you all to go. If you're in the Chicago area, if you want to come up here next year, it's usually in July. This year it was July 20th to the 22nd. Next year, I don't know if it'll be the same date, but when it comes around next year, I will let you all know. If you are in Chicago, if you want to come up here to have a little vacation, why not come and come see Chicago, and as well as go to Legacy, because it really is something else. They have workshops there. You get to stay on the Moody Bible Institute campus, so it's an awesome, beautiful campus. Yeah, so it's really cool. They have workshops. The workshops are very powerful. The speakers are great. You're gonna get a lot of insight from them. A lot of great Christian insight on different things you may be struggling with internally. Have struggled with before, and learn some new things. So get some new tools. So it's real cool. They have workshops there. They have concerts, rap concerts, poetry, slams, poetry shows. It's a lot going on. Like it's never a dull moment. I gotta tell you. So, I guess get a chance to go there. I went Thursday and Friday. It was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but I went Thursday and Friday. So I was there, and while there, I met some cool people, and so I was in a workshop, and one of the workshop was called trusting God in uncertain times, and the lady's name was Heidi, and Heidi Dye, and she taught from the book of Esther. Great class, awesome. And I met a couple of young ladies because we did like a group assignment, and so I got a chance to meet some awesome young women of God. So it was really cool. So one of the young women was talking to me, and she was married. Her daughter was there with her. Daughter was 8 years old, and so she was telling me that she was telling us that she wanted to have a business of her own. Her and her husband already have a business. Already have like an event and catering business. Not catering, but an event business, event planning business, and she wants to branch off and do her own thing and do the family business, but still have her own thing. And she wants to do have underwear business, and I think that's cool. She wants to have women's lingerie, and I think it's really awesome. So it's like women's lingerie for the everyday woman. I think it's phenomenal. The problem is she has not been getting a lot of support at home from her husband or her family. But they're kind of like, well, you already have a business, so why do you want to have this other, business? And her husband doesn't want to back it financially because he feels like you're pulling money away from us, and I don't know if your business is going to be successful or not. So he's unsure as to whether or not to support her in this financially. So I could tell her she was kind of down on her spirit about it, like, wow, I'm not getting a lot of support. So, of course, we, as her sisters in Christ, pumped her up, and we were just definitely telling her, like, look, you have to pray on this thing, and if you really feel like God is pushing you to have this lingerie store, then you have that lingerie store regardless of whether you're married or not, and God always makes a way out of no way. So don't feel like you can't have this because you already have this event business with your husband, and so because you already have this thing going, you can't have what you want to have. And we asked her, well, did you ever pray on it? Did you ever? And she said no, she never did it. She just kind of felt like it was something she really wants to do, and she had such a zeal and passion for it. Like I looked at her business card. Business cards are really creative, really festive, beautiful business cards, and I'm like, I said, so now you gotta have that store. And she's like, you guys pray for me, definitely. I said, yeah, we definitely will. I want to see her succeed. And not to say her husband doesn't want to see her make it. I'm sure he wants to see her succeed. But it was just kind of like surprising me that he wasn't more, supportive of her dreams, and how she felt. And she mentioned like submission, and she was saying because we're single women, we didn't really know much about submission, and him being like the head of her house. And we got to talk about that because the question was talking about like, oh, have you ever had a hard time dealing with a boss or a supervisor at work? And she's like, well, it's different for me because my husband is my boss. He's like my head of the household, and then he's my supervisor too. So I had to kind of go to him, and I'm like, yeah, that could be kind of sticky. So the topic came to my mind, and then I think another workshop I had called The Secure Woman, taught by Erica Rivera. Awesome. It was fantastic as well. Another young woman who was married as well was talking about how when she first got married, she had to learn. She just didn't feel. She thought everything would be peachy keen. Like she thought everything in her life was gonna be perfect. Like, oh, I'm married. We have a kid together. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. But when she found out that it's kind of not that way as far as who she is as a woman, like it didn't complete her identity basically, and it made her more insecure because the same insecurities that she had before coming into marriage, she thought they were going to be annihilated because she was, married, but marriage didn't take away insecurity, it kind of added more to it, and the insecurities she already had, she still had them, and she's like, well, what's going on here? So she would feel like, because people would come up to her and ask her, oh, what's it like to be married, and what do you do, blah, blah, and she would kind of feel insecure by giving advice because she was like, well, should I be doing that? And I don't know, but God had to show her like, well, yes, you're just as much as, an expert as anybody else. Yes, I've given you this, I've gifted you with this. You are married, you're in your marriage season. Yes, of course you can give advice. Of course, you can give that good spiritual sound wisdom to other people. Of course, why should you not? And so that's what gave her, that confidence that she needed. So, I want to speak on, a little bit on married women and identity struggles, I'm not yet married myself. not yet there, but it is a definite goal of mine. And I wonder how to be for me, because I know I'm just used to the single woman having, struggles with that, with identity. And I wonder, I guess I never really thought about, married women having a lot of struggles with their identity, but I think sometimes they do. So just because I'm married, does that mean I'm another person? Women often struggle once they're wed to maintain or to find their true identities outside of their new titles as wife or mom, wife and mom. Okay, so I want to read this part of the email that I sent the young lady that I met in one of my workshops. So I said, marriage is not the annihilation of oneself, and it doesn't mean that you must give up yourself totally and completely to the point where you disappear into the title of wife, losing sight of other things God has called you to. I'm finding that it's a common issue today among married Christian women. It's a lack of identity or a blurred identity. Be free to be you outside of being his wife, her mom, their daughter-in-law, their daughter, sister, friend, etc. You are still a whole person outside of being a married woman. I would certainly encourage you to continue to seek Christ on this matter. Keep having that daily one-on-one time with him. He will give you your true identity, rather reveal it to you. Lastly, I would suggest starting online or renting a booth, etc., etc. So I was just trying to, just kind of help her out a little bit and let her know that just because you are married, it does not annihilate who you are and who God called you to be. I think a lot of times, I can see it. Like God was just showing it to me so plainly and clear where the disconnect is with married women. Because before you married, you were what? Single. You know, you're a single woman, you're a single season, and then all of a sudden you find yourself courting, and then all of a sudden you find yourself engaged and married. And a lot of this happens in a blur. It happens really fast. You know, I think we go through a waiting period. We feel like, oh Lord, it's my husband. I've been waiting so long, and all of a sudden, oh my God, my husband's here, yay! And then you court, and then you plan a wedding, and everybody's involved, and it's a big and then everything is spinning so fast, and a lot of times, this is why people tell you when you are single, when you are waiting, please don't take that time for granted and take that time. I keep telling you guys, while you're single, try to take this time to really sit before God and get to know Him and get to know who you are in Him, so that these issues don't keep going to the next season. That's what happens when you have unfinished business in one season. The business, it doesn't become complete because you transition into another season. It is still incomplete, and so the work still must be done. People think because I have transitioned to another season that I no longer have to do that task, but you still have to do the task. You are still responsible for the work. It's just that you're in a new season doing it. So it's like you go to work or something, and you didn't finish something from like a day ago or 2 days ago, and you're like, oh, that was Monday's work, so now it's Wednesday. Okay, but does your boss not still expect it to be done? No, like, I still need the work done. Okay, I understand you started Monday and did not finish. Okay, so can you have it today, Wednesday? This is Wednesday. Can you have it today at 12:45 p.m.? Can you have it complete? Okay. I mean, what did you think? Did you think that it was going to be obliterated, like it was going to magically disappear because now it's Wednesday and you started Monday and didn't finish? No. So same thing in life when it comes to your seasons. Nothing's going to go away. So if you have pain, you have anger, strife, if you've been abused, neglected, whatever it is, different things that you've gone through, strongholds, or, different, sins that you were in, or things that just took a hold of you, different demons you were dealing with that never got dealt with, insecurities, that took a hold of you, and you never dealt with, you never sat before God, you never, let Him pour into you, and you poured out to Him within your single season, or in your courting season or whatever. Guess what? It's going to keep following you. So when you get married, and just because He put a ring on it, and now you wed, and everybody's happy, like, oh my God, you're a wife, it must be amazing. Yeah, it is, but at the same time, I don't always feel amazing. I kind of feel like amazingly crappy. I just feel like, oh God, what is my life? Like, yes, I'm a wife now, I have a new title, and that may add more pressure onto you because you're so weighed down with all this extra crap you don't need that you should have done in the other season, but it wasn't done. So now you have incomplete tasks that must be finished, plus new tasks that just will come in, as just as a given, with the new season. So now you got this stuff. So now you got another person too. When you get married, you have another person to deal with. When you're single, you're by yourself. When you're married, now you got another person with their demands and their imperfections and their mess that you're dealing with, plus your own stuff. You got new stuff, you got old stuff, and his stuff. So you like, it's too much damn stuff, so you're like, Lord help, but that's what happens. And then when you become depressed and resentful or withdrawn, and you're like, I just can't do this, so you're not really being that, 100% all the way super duper, wife for him that you could be. You're not being the best because you're not at your best. How can you be something when you're not at it? You're not, you can't. You're like, I can't be the best for you, honey, because I'm not the best for me. I really am not. I feel sucky, and so I'm sucking for you too. I am sucking for you because I suck for me. So we can't do that. We really can't. So what I'm trying to say to you is, please deal. Whatever it is, I know it hurts to deal with pain. We don't like to think about unpleasant emotions. I don't either. I had a problem with that too, like just bringing up stuff, that hurt me. I'm like, I don't even want to think about it. I don't even bother with it. But you kind of have to, or else it's going to keep bothering you. And it has no problem bothering you when you get married, and it's going to be the happiest time of your life, but now you burden down. And it will follow you. It will. So you will have those those insecurities, and so you're struggling with this identity, and whatever God called you to do, yes, you do it no matter what season you're in. Your marriage should never impede your mission. It should push you further towards it. It should not. You shouldn't have a husband who is blocking you, or your marriage should not block you. Like, he shouldn't be a stumbling block or a wall. That's another thing. Sometimes when you haven't dealt with things or dealt with your stuff, or what's going on, a lot of times your insecurities will lead you to marry a man who's equally insecure, or you'll marry, because you attract what you are, or you'll marry somebody who is not very good for you. You may not pick. You can marry anybody. Anybody could be the one for you. That's fine. But he may not be God's very best for you, because you are in that state of, kind of being down and, downtrodden and hurt, and you not dealing with these things. And so, you don't feel very good about yourself. So you're attracting somebody who's going to beat you up. Whether it be physically, mentally, emotionally. I've been verbally and, emotionally manipulative and abusive relationships myself, so I can tell you how it is when you're in that season where you don't think much of yourself, and so you sacrifice and give up things, and God is like, why are you doing that when I love you so much? Like, why? Really? How many women have sacrificed and wed a man knowing he wasn't God's very best for them? There are countless numbers of them, all in the name of, I paid for the venue. This dress is too perfect. He don't have to be perfect. I can pray him through. I'm sick of waiting. These are all the excuses that we hear, so we'll marry. And then there've been plenty of women who stood across from a man at the altar knowing doggone well God is screaming like, no, just run out of the church. Don't worry about these people and their opinions of you. But that will keep you there. And also your self-pride, because you want to protect yourself from, the humiliation of it all. Sometimes when we are in situations that we can't get out of, we'll just immerse ourselves even more so in the situation. And you'll just take the moment and live with, like, you know what? It's going to be all right. It's my man. It's my baby. We're going to work it out. His food is good. It's paid for. My dress is dope. His suit is popping. He got his stunner shades on. God is good. The sun is shining. Hey, I'm getting married. What? It's like, but it's all that bravado is because you don't know what the heck to do, and you know that you're about to fall off a cliff. You already know. So you like, look, I'm about to, we fall into our death anyway. You might as well live it up, So it's crazy. It really is, but sometimes people do. They wrap themselves up in the moment because they know what's about to happen, or they don't know, and it's too scary to deal with. Your mind is trying to protect itself from the shock of the moment. It's the terror of the moment. So that's God's biggest fear for you, is your own self-sacrifice. It really is. So it's out of the seed of impatience, weariness, loneliness, or lack of faith, etc., which the enemy comes in to use against you. So, my scriptural reference before I exit, okay, I got to leave you with a little bit of something here, okay? So, this is 2 Corinthians 11, 1 to 3, okay? I hope you will bear with a little of my foolishness, but you are already doing that. I am jealous for you with a godly jealousy, for I promised you to one husband to present you as a pure virgin to Christ. I am afraid, however, that just as Eve was deceived by the serpent's cunning, your minds may be led astray from your simple and pure devotion to Christ. Hello, now, amen. That says it right there, okay? What is he saying? He's saying right there, I am so scared for you. I'm so scared, baby girl. I'm so scared that you are going to get down on your luck. You're going to feel like, I've been waiting, for what seems like 10,000 years. I've been praying, Lord, and you know what? I'm tired of waiting. So, I'm going to go ahead and get with Tyrone, because he all right. He smoked a little bit too much more than I like, but I can deal with that. I just make him go outside, and he okay. He all right. He cuss a little bit, but, he always apologizes, and he don't do it around, me like that. I just always remind him, and he said he don't do that around my family and everything out of respect. He'll be all right. And so you start sacrificing and taking this bull crap because you're being led astray. You're being led astray. The enemy has convinced you that, look, God is not about to send you nobody, okay? You need to get with this guy right here. He right here in the moment. You need to take Mr. Right now. Take this guy right now, okay? You gonna be fine, okay? God is really not, he's not about to send you nobody, okay? Stop all this waiting. You look like a fool. Just take this guy right here, okay? But you're gonna be an even bigger fool when you stand across that altar about to marry a demon. Do you take this demon to your lawfully wedded husband, and sickness and health for rich or poor? For death do you part, and death was coming soon. Okay? Death is coming for you real soon. I want to let you know when she married that demon. Okay? So I'm just warning you. Okay? And my last scriptural reference, and I will be out of here, Ephesians 5:25-27. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her, to make her holy, cleansing her by the washing with water through the word, and to present her to himself as a radiant church, without stain or wrinkle or any blemish, but holy and blameless. So that's all I have for you today. You know, I had to end it with that on a real sweet note, because that's one of my favorite verses, and that's the kind of man that you want. In Ephesians 5:25, man, they out here. They're out here and they're looking for you, you know, but I hope you haven't sacrificed, you know, yeah, so, you know, I hope you're not suddenly unavailable, you know, so he's out here. And he could be right around the corner at the Starbucks that you run in every day. He could be at your car wash. He could be at Walmart. So I'm just saying, make yourself ready. And hey, it's going to be all right. And you know, I love you to death. So I'm always here, you know, for sisterly love and support. We got to support each other. We got to keep loving on each other. And, you know, Christ loves us, of course. That's without saying. So I love you guys to death. I'll see you guys later. You all have a blessed, what the weekend's coming up. Yeah. Blessed rest of your week and weekend. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.